18, caralho. Salve, Vitor Oliveira. O que é isso? Agora temos os novos deuses, hein? Eu sou Team Viewer. Com certeza, você é TI, você tem que ser Team Viewer. New Gods. The New Game. Salve, Yuri, novamente. E aí, Hugo Rodrigues? A live tá com 50 vezes pontos. Hoje tá 50 vezes cravado. Se a gente chegar a 450 likes, eu vou aumentar pra 100 vezes pontos na live.
So sweet. So awesome. I get so amped every time I see it. It's time. We don't have to wait any longer to talk about Set, one of the two gods joining us here in Smite after this update. And to do it, I've got AJ still here, but also
jumento.
Ryan.
Falei JP. Boa tarde.
Programmer that worked on Set. And what is Set's...
E aí, Guilherme Camelo, muito obrigado pela inscrição no canal, cara. Seja bem-vindo, espero que você esteja gostando. E aí, Guilherme Antunes, boa tarde. Vou ficar rico hoje. Lembrando pra todo mundo, tá rolando sorteio da skin da Nox, tá? Se vocês não estiverem participando ainda, entra nesse link aí que o bot vai mandar pra vocês e sigam as instruções lá. O sorteio acontece sexta-feira. Vou aumentar os pontos pra 100, hein? Então vamos ver agora os personagens novos. E aí, Repro, beleza? E Animatrix, você perdeu nerfs e buffs, skins e agora vai aparecer os novos deuses aí. Falei, Felipe Sacoman, obrigado pelo seu superchat, cara. Você vai dar um hit no boss ali, vamos ver. Caralho, que da puta. Caralho, tá alto pra desgreta.
Meu Deus do céu!
Boa tarde, Serious.
Boa tarde. Deixa eu diminuir isso daqui, senão eu morro do coração, velho.
Multiple ways as we get through their animation set and their kit set that we were able to push these gods further away from their Egyptian counterparts to make them look really good.
It's gonna be so much
Obrigado pelo seu donate.
These gods in the game at the same time. That's the thing that I think I'm the most
First
excited about.
double release.
It's crazy that we're in season 6 and this is the first time that it's
It
happened.
was really hard.
So that's why. Yeah, I feel like every time I saw Pon Pon, he was just like staring at his computer with like dead eyes.
Tá alto pra caralho, velho. Você tá doido?
There's a lot that went into that. Everyone on the team was super like we had a whole bunch of different strategies for how we were going to do this. A lot of work went into.
Saudades do Vitas. Como faço pra ser patrocinador de graça? Como assim patrocinador de graça, Nutella? 437 likes, hein, galera? Estamos chegando a 450. Vamos ver agora. Finalmente. Caraca, o designer dele tá muito foda, cara. O designer dele tá muito foda, velho. É um assassino, né? A passiva dele aumenta a velocidade de ataque? Vou fazer um vídeo vendo as habilidades, sim. A passiva dele aumenta a velocidade de ataque. Esquema... É, você pode fazer pelo Google Rewards, é verdade, se você quiser virar um sponsor de graça.
Wow, so that's our first time that like lore has impacted.
The first time an ability references another god.
Qual o sentido da vida? Jogar Smite. Você tem que baixar o Google Rewards pra ganhar dinheiro. Olha o Horus aí também, ó.
But yeah, he gains stacks twice as fast when he's battling Horus.
He really doesn't like him that much.
They do not like each other.
Is what you're telling me.
They hate each other a lot.
Yeah, that's that makes some sense. Alright, so are we gonna do the little, are we gonna let it kind of...
Seth tá com dor de coluna.
Go, our whole kit come out and Clumsy can show it off a little bit, or are we gonna go ability by ability?
Yeah, we're gonna show off some...
O design dele tá muito bem feito, ele tá com muitos detalhes ali. Olha, ele pode colocar uns... Ah, ele teleporta nos bichos lá, ó. Eita porra.
Holy.
Nossa, cara.
So cool. This is truly my first time actually seeing Set in action.
Que merda é essa, cara?
Okay, I'm down. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Here's all I know. I play mid lane and I'm dead.
Pera aí que eu tenho que atender o telefone ali.
Yeah, I'm super dead in that instance. All right, so let's go over the first ability then. This one's called Skewer. It looks pretty simple. It's just a line skill shot, right?
Yeah, it's on its surface, it's relatively simple. It's just a line skill shot. He kind of conjures the chaotic storm in his hand, throws it forward, and damages enemies. It passes through all targets, and it also slows targets.
Okay.
But it interacts with his spawns a set. So we should probably go to the second ability to kind of really get his whole kit down.
Yeah, I feel like it's all gonna kind of revolve around these sand clones, right? That's a big deal.
As well as most of the programming work, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a challenge because most of the pets in our game previously have been kind of just like their own thing.
Sure.
But with Set in particular, they're kind of like an extension of himself, and that can be easily seen with the one. We've never really had a separate entity give you a target that lets you like actually, I guess, mess people up.
Yeah.
Shoot skill shots remotely.
Yep.
So we've had pets that you kind of deploy and they attack things, or we've had pets like Calder and Nuwa where you just tell them to go there, do that one thing, or Argus. But now we've got a new type of pet, which is kind of somewhere in between with some more abilities.
So can you have multiple clones out at the same time?
Yep. So Set gets.
Para, mentira, voltei, desculpa. Tô de volta, tive que atender o telefone ali. Falei, Pablito, beleza? Boa tarde, Noela. Caraca, 508 pessoas na live, 449 likes. A gente vai chegar a 450, que medo. Chegou a 450. Rapidinho, galera. Eu vou tirar da tela aqui rapidinho, tá? Pronto, vou aumentar pra 100. E não se fala mais nisso. Se chegar a 500, eu aumento pra 200. Aí fudeu. O que mostrou aí, além daquilo que já tinha mostrado? Já mostraram o ultimate dele? Ah, que doideira, cara. Você mira ali, ele vai no inimigo, né? Ah, desculpa pelo susto, foi mal. Foi sem querer.
Okay. And then the first clone that hits does a good amount of damage, and then it's 40% for each subsequent clone hit. So you have 8 clones out, clones 2 through 8.
Aumentei a quantidade de pontos que vocês ganham assistindo a live stream pra participar dos sorteios que tem nela.
These clones can't be killed either.
Yeah. So they don't. It's just duration.
Basic attacks and abilities pass right through them. They're effectively untargetable.
Okay. Truly just floating there, if you will.
471, estamos chegando. Não dá pra matar os clones? Eu acho que não. Que doideira, cara. Dá dano por tique. Tá porra.
It's on its surface relatively simple, but it has a few things going for it on its own. One is it's ticking damage, which is really useful for the passive to stack it up and the ultimate when we get to it.
That stacks it too. It's not just off autos.
It's not just off autos.
Oh.
Every form of damage, including clone basic attacks.
Oh, okay.
Which that was something we also had to actually.
Aumento de salário. Vou pagar vocês.
Or your device firing, but also for the 3 you have this extra targeter that you can either bring up on initial cast.
O Alpha tá lá na Mixer me trollando. Estará me trollar.
So this seems to be his only form of mobility in the traditional kit. So you have to be using it, and you need a sand clone to jump to. It's not like Dodgy where you could teleport to a friendly.
You must have a clone out.
Okay.
And actually in a playtest recently, I threw all my clones to be aggressive and sent them out, and then someone jumped me and I'm like, oh, I'm just dead.
Ele só pode teleportar os clones dele, né?
So you can go through walls, everything like that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can you
É legal, cara. Vai ser um personagem interessante.
Aim them directly forward, and they'll go also directly forward, effectively giving you a much longer range poke attack.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So the skewer, the main projectile, will only go so far, but the clone will go even further, so you can effectively hit that. It's even further away.
There's a lot of interesting
Holy
stuff
dude,
that
this is gonna
happens
be
in
so
this.
much nut stuff.
Sandstorm on its own does do a few other things though. Because you're in a sandstorm.
Estás a gozar, é verdade. Estar a gozar.
Physical damage reduction, and you're also immune to slows.
Me passa o link do Smite Blitz. Vou mandar o link aí no chat pra vocês.
Also, enemies that are caught in the sandstorm have a post-process effect. Their vision gets a little bit sandy.
Pseudo blind. Where's F dot?
Yeah, where is F dot? I was gonna say.
It's not
where...
a true blind, but just a bit. Like kind of like when you get hit by MC ult.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Or Chernobog ult.
yeah, you get like red sand.
Copiaram Zed? Quem é Zed? Led Zed? Led Zed, ele diz.
Yeah, you can't be seen in sandstorms, guys. That's how that
Como
works.
assim copiaram
Alright.
Zed?
The effects team for killing it.
Yeah, on the on your own sort of target.
Sandstorm was especially difficult ability to do because
Yeah, there you can see.
Oh,
the,
that's cool.
when you're playing as set, if the sandstorm is too intense, it can be really disruptive to your own gameplay. So making it feel impactful, but still keep his visibility clear for his other abilities and make sure everything layers on top of itself well was a big challenge for the effects team, and they came through
It's also
as they always do.
As they always do.
Yeah.
it's also one of
Queremos ver a
the
Ultimate.
game that kind of has a conditional start to it, because I can't think of any other ability where you don't.
Eu não vi ele usar a ult, não usou a ult ainda.
Or anything else until after you do something else.
Right. So you can reactivate the 3 while the sandstorm is going to pull up your target.
Olha o Yuri lá.
Or you can just teleport off the bat and then spiral.
E aí, Rain?
immediately.
Gotcha.
Like that.
Zed é um personagem do LoL.
You're gonna have
Ah,
a lot
tá.
of decisions to be making with set. That seems to be the
This
overall
definitely
case.
skews a little bit towards the higher skill cap this character.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
So he kind of goes into his
Ok. Temos a Ultimate agora. Ele cura, hein, cara.
gonna take it out with whoever's in front of him.
Zed é o bacassura do LoL.
Increase movement speed, and every attack he does, every time he
É um buffzinho, ó.
it marks them. At 4 marks, it bursts damage on them. It heals you a little bit, but it also gives you a charge of spawn of 6. And if you have
três,
both your charges already made, like you
Com 4 marcas, ele spawna um clone e cura.
and so this is how you get to the situation where you have many clones.
So you just kind of
Tem que balancear, porque esses daí vier quebrado igual a pele, fudeu, velho. Ninguém vai aguentar jogar, não.
One of our first, if not only.
Já mostrou horas, não. Apenas o Seth, por
yeah.
enquanto.
This is kind of
And his real focus is heavy kit interaction, interactivity between his abilities. So we really like the idea of an ultimate taking that kit interactivity and just turning it up even further. So this allows you to get an extra spawn to teleport to when you use the ultimate. If you've already used your charges, it allows you build faster. It lets you get more things for your skewer to target and more directions and more patterns.
holy. Oh my goodness, that is so nuts.
Wait, he doesn't even have. He doesn't even have any attack speed items. Aggro.
Yeah, and so the other thing
Oh,
here
you're
is
right.
the passive is now unbounded. You can get up to, technically it's capped at 100 stacks.
Yeah,
But 100 stacks, you've already well past 2.5 attack.
Allows him to go to cap attack speed through his passive.
Será que ganha pele ou Seth? Tem que ver se tá balanceada a questão de dano e tal.
Completely different basic attack animation.
Yeah,
set
he
while he's
loses the
attacking.
weapon.
He loses his weapon, and that's a theme for both of the gods. They can kind of summon and get rid of their glaive weapons, their spear weapons.
Yeah, he can go pretty nuts when he gets going.
I
Ei, Mixer.
can only imagine.
Reage
Okay,
aí.
so to talk a little bit about playstyle, do you build a lot of attack speed?
É,
or
tem que
do
ter
you
redução
not
de
use
intervalo.
those passive?
So
YouTube tá tirando meu like, YouTube é safado. Cara.
I think the first
Pele que se cuide. Caraca, galera, 554 pessoas assistindo, 481 likes. A gente vai chegar a 500 likes com certeza, cara. Muito obrigado a todo mundo que tá assistindo aí. Lembrando que hoje às 18 horas tem live stream, tá? Se essa live stream aqui acabar antes das 18, eu vou fazer uma pausa e depois eu vou continuar a live stream, beleza?
Por que
o Mixer tá dando essas paradas? O que aconteceu com o Mixer, cara?
Interesting build paths to spoil pawn a little bit. The meta that pawn is determined.
Esse site é todo zoado.
He's very interesting because I think he plays really well with katana. But
Mentira, Mixer, me contrata.
With like Jotun's Crusher
Me contrata.
first.
Yeah.
Sure.
To really capitalize on his ability damage and his combos, and then start itemizing into like katana, like 4th item.
Yeah.
Or some more basic attack focus items for him.
Pode expor outra vez o link do
he's
jogo?
as
Posso,
strong
vou mandar
as
aí.
fall off.
I
It's
was
a
gonna
really
say,
unique
stone cutting
assassin
seems
path.
like it would be great
Yeah.
on this character because it lets you kind of be in the middle of.
And then generally, since he has to be really in on people late game, you know, having a good tanky item, a hybrid item, a void shield, or a Masamune.
Coloca no YouTube. Ah, agora a gente já tá vendo por aqui, vai dar um trabalho pra colocar.
Do you feel like that he's a more early game slanted assassin?
500 likes é igual 500 pontos simultâneos. Não, a gente vai pra 200. Faltam 2 pra gente chegar a 200. Caraca. Existem chances do clãs acertarem crítico? Eu acho que não, eles não mostraram nada disso lá, né?
So you can maybe not Kali-esque, but I'm kind of getting the same
He's
sort of
riskier
feel.
than Kali, though.
Rael.
He looks amazing.
Pera aí. Não é possível que isso daqui vai ficar travando.
Is there any is he's obviously
499, falta um, hein?
We could see him in Soul Lane or somewhere else, or do you think really just jungle is where he'll excel?
I think he has some potential for some laning.
Caraca, 500, vou aumentar pra 200.
Especially when you're trying to wave clear constantly, you can actually run into problems.
Chega.
The clones are about they're cheap at 30 mana.
Agora eu só aumento pra 300 agora só em 550.
In the jungle you have some ways to recoup that.
Travar é normal no mixer. É, tá travando.
Maybe people will flex him into like lanes, kind of like, you know, like you can Thanatos solo or Thanatos mid for
Sure.
fun. I think kind of like that.
Okay, fair enough. I'll be giving it a shot because I just
O Seth vai ser assassino, o Horus estão dizendo que vai ser guerreiro.
want to play him. Let's take a look.
Wash beneath inevitability. There is no fun in taking from a weak enemy. Attack! Defend! I am king! I don't like change. You could say I am set in my ways.
Recarrega o mixer.
Very nice.
E aí, Wander? Wender, na verdade.
Set. We should never name a god set because set is a thing it's used in programming and in language a lot. And the amount of times we've said set and then someone
Já apresentaram o Horus? Ainda não, vai apresentar agora. Ah, eu tenho que mexer nos cargos depois. Se usa em todas as lives no Smite que eu vi, você é o que tem mais neste momento. Aí sim, galera, vamos.
Say the sentence without saying the god's name. It confused a lot of people, and Ryan even had code he had to write that literally didn't work. Because normally you would put a god name there, but the word set has other programmatic functions.
Yeah,
that was not working.
You got like reset, asset, just like getters and setters.
Yeah.
You can also pet set. Or sets pets. There's just there's just a lot of
The
different
first
like
god
pets.
that had to be coded differently just because of their name.
I will be honest. When I was doing the skin section earlier, and it was the Unichrome set skin. It didn't say